Hi everyone, Blessed Bee. I wanted to show you today how to turn a really boring thrifted wooden bowl into something fab and something that will go with your gothy witchy decor if you so wish to have gothic witchy decor, or just to make it look a bit more, a bit better. I'm probably going to use this as an offering bowl or a money bowl when I finish it. So first of all, I've made sure the bowl's nice and dry, and it's got nothing on it. It's nice and clean and dry. And I'm using black acrylic paint, and I'm going to cover the whole thing in a decent layer of black acrylic paint. You have to mix a bit of water with the acrylic paint if you're painting directly on a bowl like this. This one's got no varnish on it or anything. It's just a simple wooden bowl. There's nothing on it at all. If it's got varnish on, you'll probably have to sand it first. But this is just a bowl that hasn't been finished, so I'm just going to paint straight onto it. If you're worried about the colour sticking, you can do 2 coats of colour, or you can just do a watered down layer first and then do a thicker second layer. I just did 1 layer and it covered it fine for me, so that's absolutely covered it perfect for me, so that's fine. So I'm making sure that my layer is nice and smooth. I do want to make sure there's no lumps or bumps. So at the minute it's a bit textured in the middle where the paint's a bit thick, but you'll see later on I'll wipe off the excess. So it's a nice, even, fairly thin coat of paint, because I want to be able to dry this with my heat gun. And if the paint's like this, it'll stay lumpy when I dry it with the heat gun and it'll bubble. So I'm going to make sure I paint all the way around the edges, all around the outside. I will do the underneath as well, but I have to dry the top first. So I'm going to make sure everything's covered well, make sure all the wood's covered, make sure there's no wood showing at all, and make it nice and smooth. So here I'm just going around the outside, making sure everything's covered. Then once this is dried with my heat gun, I'll turn it over and paint the bottom. So it's all been painted black, bottom and top now. Sorry about the glare, it'll go in a second. This is some self-adhesive felt that I'm using for the base. I had this when I did the lining of the box that Canuno sits on. Yeah, sorry about my hands glowing in the dark there, because the light setting was different. And I am as pale as milk, so I do glow. So yeah, what I'm doing is cutting out a small circle of the felt that I'm going to stick on the base to just protect the table when I use the bowl, and also just finish off the bowl nicely. There you go. Now I've altered the lighting. You can see my hands without glare. So as you can see, the bowl is nice and smooth, and what I did is when I put the layer of paint on, I got a paper towel afterwards, and I just wiped around the bowl to make sure that I got rid of any excess paint, so there was no lumps. It was a nice smooth coat, and then dried it with a heat gun. Next job is to stick on the gold leaf, so I'm going to use for that some Mod Podge. You could use PVA glue as well. Mod Podge is just what I have left. And at first I was going to stick this in like little random areas and make like sort of like a pattern, as it were. But then I changed my mind and decided to cover the whole of the inside in PVA, in the Mod Podge, and stick the gold leaf on. Now this took 2 or 3 layers to get it covered as much as I wanted, because my gold leaf is like in little pieces. It's not like laying on a sheet. If you had a sheet, you could probably do it in a layer and a bit. You could probably do it in 1 layer and then just add bits around the edge, but I don't have it in sheets. It's all in little bits. So I think it took me about 3 coats in the end. So as you can see, what I'm doing is putting the glue down, then taking my gold leaf. It's not real gold leaf. This is like fake gold leaf stuff. It's just like a very thin foily stuff, and sticking that to the glue. And then I'm going to keep doing that until the bowl is as covered as I want it to be. So now I've put on here a couple of layers of the gold, couple of layers, or 3 layers of Mod Podge over the top, and then on the wood on the outside there's a layer of varnish. So now that's ready to be used in my practice. I might use it as a money bowl or an offering bowl. That's why I chose to do the gold leaf inside, and I like this sort of textured effect. So yeah, that's how to turn a bowl from drab to fab. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.